Hey guys, I just wanted to answer a question I received today, which I think would go um, better heard publicly rather than just, answering to one person. So the question was basically I actually have a client, right, who is doing quite well in terms of building muscle and strength and confidence and improved energy. Now, his goal was to basically try to stay as lean as possible or keep body fat down as much as possible, but also, move away from an extremely low carb diet and move on to something a bit more enjoyable, sustainable, and move towards making some gains. Now, in the process, he's put on 4 kilos, but he asked me the question, which I thought, might be worth answering publicly, like I said. And he basically said that regardless of the weight gain, he feels like visually he'd like to see faster results or better results. And the problem is that basically he's so much stronger, eating so much more than he has ever eaten before, but progress is still kind of slow. Is this normal? So that's what I wanted to answer. Is this normal? So basically, if you're looking to make some substantial gains, let's say you want to gain 10 kilos in a month, so 10 kilos in 4 weeks rather than you know 10 kilos in 4 months or 10 kilos in 4 years, you're going to be required to eat more food. And by doing that, you're going to be required to be okay with putting on additional body fat as a result, because as the rate of weight gain increases, so does the potential of gaining body fat. That's just simply, a fact. Unless, of course, your energy output is much higher as well, which would mean that you're not going to make many gains regardless. Because if you're eating way more, but then you're training way more as well, the end result is going to be very little difference compared to eating less and training less. Energy in, energy out. Now, the problem is that a lot of people want overnight success, or they want extremely fast results. Nothing to do with this client. He's doing great, and I'm proud of him and his efforts and stuff. But his question just led me on to these thoughts right here. So people want results like overnight, super fast. The goal is to always create some structure towards short-term and long-term success, but most definitely long-term success, something that you can actually stick to and be progressive with and continue to do day in, day out for months and be excited about and happy about, I guess. So his question is like, are slow gains normal? Slow gains are dependent on your training age, so how long you've been training for, how committed you are to the program, to your training program, to eating consistently, eating enough calories towards growth, and training towards strength progression or progressive overload. So if you're doing all those things, you should see some gains. You should see some progress. Now, if your training age is still low, so you're still like brand new to training, you're going to see much faster results than someone who say is 40 years old, 45 years old, and has a longer training age. Or someone like me who's 28 years old, but also has a longer training age. The results that I see, or the success that I see from all my efforts on a daily basis, or a weekly or monthly or yearly basis, don't really, accumulate to or actualize towards superior, mind-blowing results in a short amount of time. So I just wanted to be clear that I've been training for 12 years now, or maybe longer. I've been training consistently for 12 years now, and I've probably been training for longer than that, but didn't really know what I was doing prior to then. The fact is, I haven't made crazy gains in a short amount of time. I did when I first started lifting, and then everything was just slow and progressive. Every time I went to put on a substantial amount of body weight, hoping to build as much muscle as possible, I did build more muscle, but I also put on some body fat. And you have to be okay with that. So if you're looking to make some awesome gains, the goal is to be in a caloric surplus, meaning that you're eating more, you're putting on weight. The goal is to train, with weights, obviously, progressively get stronger, and eat or consume sufficient protein. And if you're doing those three things, you're setting yourself up for success in regards to building muscle. Now, you have to be okay with doing that for a long, extended period of time to really get to the size of the physique that you want, and then look at taking a step back and focusing on fat loss or things of that nature. If your goal is to stay as lean as possible and build muscle, it's going to be a very slow process. So you have to be okay with that. Either you're going to take a very slow, progressive approach towards making gains, and then cutting back, making gains in short phases because you want to stay lean, or you're going to be okay with taking a year focus on just putting on muscle, focusing on gaining strength, progressively overloading with your training, um, and progressively increasing your caloric intake as needed to ensure that you're making gains at an appropriate rate. Not so fast that you're putting on a bunch of body fat, but fast enough that you are actually seeing a visual difference. Realize that. So a lot of people that you look up to and you think, wow, I want this person's physique, it's not going to happen in 3 months. Like, it's just not going to happen in 3 months. Especially not going to happen if you're a drug-free individual, athlete, whatever you are. You're not going to see those results because there's no shortcuts and there's no secrets to basically get you from, brand new to training to where someone who's been training for 12 years plus is. And that's why a lot of people take the route of investing all their money, I guess I could say, on supplements to get to their goal sooner, and then also taking, things that don't really fall into the supplement category to also get there sooner. That's not something that I promote, that's not something I recommend, but understand that create smart goals towards your end goal, so then you actually are happy with the progressive nature of training, of eating towards your goals, and being consistent in the process. That is my message today. Hopefully, I'm going to answer this question right now via email, but I thought it would be great to let you guys all know that be okay with slow progress, because progress is progress, and what you're doing right now, if you have great structure and you're doing everything you can to see growth and see improvements, think about what life would be like if you didn't do any of those things. Probably a much worse position than it is now. So be okay with the fact that training progression or physique progression is slow, and it's slower as you get older, and it's slower as you stay drug-free, and it's slower as you have other commitments in life. But also be okay with the fact that you may have to go through periods where you've got higher body fat percentage than you'd like, and that's just all part of the plan. That's it, guys. Have a good Monday.